the Santuario del Santo Cristo Parish in San Juan City. Well, a number of people come to San Juan City to wine and dine at a restaurant owned no less by renowned chef Gene Gonzalez. This holiday season, he has some secret recipes that have been cooked up for everybody. He joins us now on the final word for our celebrities in business section. Thank you so much for joining us.
Always an honor, Rico.
Oh my goodness gracious. With all the excitement, I'm coughing. It's the rain. Excuse me to all our viewers. So tell us, Chef Gene, what are the secret recipes that Cafe Isabel is preparing for all of us during this holiday season?
We have nostalgia recipes, our kapampangan ensaymada, our bread dips and all that, which are the mainstays of Cafe Isabel. The award-winning strawberry shortcake. But we have another surprise. We just recently were the venue for the shooting of a very popular teleserye called Replacing Chef Chico. And people have been calling and asking me to reinterpret the dishes because they want to try it. So I said, okay.
I have to see this series.
I'll come out.
Are you part of it?
No.
Just your restaurant.
It was just the restaurant that was used.
You would be a great chef actor for any teleserye.
There's one running around right now in Europe.
What brought you here to San Juan City to set up Cafe Isabel? You used to have an original venue, which you're no longer there, and you have now moved.
43 years ago, Rico, Susan Roses, I had no other place to go. I did not have a track record. Everybody refused me. And I saw this place of Susan Roses. What a wonderful woman. I asked her if I could rent her fruit stand and turn it into a cafe. And she did. She said, you know, you're going to rent the whole place after. And I did.
And the rest is history.
And the rest is Cafe Isabel.
Cafe Isabel in San Juan City. So what kind of demand are you experiencing right now during the holiday season?
Right now, we're just feeling our way. We just opened and we're about 80-90% from the lockdown. So we have the whole restaurant open and running, but our products are not being distributed yet in the malls. So we're still working on that.
And what are the most popular dishes being offered right now in Cafe Isabel?
The most popular dishes are still the mainstays. Steak a la pobre, Caesar salad. You know, people get emotional if you want to change them. That's why what I do is I just have a specialty board or I do custom-made meals.
What do you mean by custom-made meals, chef?
People call me and they say, these are our wines. Can you build a menu that revolves around these wines? Or can you build a menu that revolves around a theme? And that's what I do.
And that was like the plot of Replacing Chef Chico, right? Custom-made dishes. So apart from also having a restaurant, Chef Gene, do you also have catering services? And are they usually in demand during the Yuletide season?
Yeah, we don't have our catering service yet because, you know, we lost 50% of our staff. But what we have done so far is we have concentrated on training and the school, and the Center for Asian Culinary Studies is opening for investors. We do a lot of consultancy work. We train people, we do the recipes, we do all of that as a service. And some of them are very familiar to you. If you've been to Boracay or some other places, you've dined in these places.
You've been in this industry for more than 4 decades. But of course, over the past 2 years, we've been experiencing rising inflation, higher agricultural products. How are you adjusting to these rising prices?
It's very difficult to minimize costs by lowering our portions or using inferior products. So we just have to find ways to keep our costs down.
But are you also transferring these higher costs to your customers?
Yes and no. These higher costs, we have buffers, and that's what we do. We try to minimize the cost by lesser wastage, okay, lesser energy use. So yeah,
And of course, the pandemic has seen the rise of the digital platform, digitization. How are you embracing this? Are your consumers, your clients, continuing to order from you online?
Ordering online, yes, not that much, but a lot of people view our my social media, and people come and they ask for dishes that I presented on my social media or the social media of Cafe Isabel or the school.
And how is competition in the food industry and in the restaurant business during the Burr months? I mean, we see dime a dozen restaurants all over Metro Manila.
It's really cutthroat.
Yeah.
It's very cutthroat, and you have to have a real unique selling proposition. It's got to have a unique selling proposition if you want to stay in this business. And we just continually innovate and redo what we've been doing ever since.
And when you're talking about innovation, you just have to continually use new ingredients.
Yes.
Especially when you travel, discover new kinds of dishes and integrate them into your Filipino dish.
But right now, what's nice, Rico, is there is this big thing about Filipino food, and yeah, we're joining that wave.
Are you continuing to discover new ingredients across the archipelago and when you travel?
Yes. I always make it a point to take note of these ingredients that we supposedly discover, but you know they've been there for the longest time. But yeah.
And how important is San Juan as a restaurant hub? Why have you decided to remain in San Juan and not discover other areas? Or are you looking at expanding Cafe Isabel to other areas?
No, Cafe Isabel will stay in San Juan. It'll stay in the 1912 house. We just moved from another 1912 house to another 1912 house.
Where is this exactly located,
This is in
Chef Gene?
M. Paterno Street, very close to Broadway Centrum. And Cafe Isabel will stay in San Juan. I really prefer it here. It's less congested. You can park. You can actually park and saunter about 30 steps and you're in the restaurant. You don't have to park in a mall parking lot and travel really far. So I really much prefer staying in San Juan.
And how different is this new venue of Cafe Isabel compared to the first one that you've had for many decades?
Almost the same, because they're both 1912 houses. So we were lucky to find one that that becomes a cookie cutter, almost a cookie cutter version of the old one.
And what are your plans for Cafe Isabel in 2024?
Well, we will continue and we will start distributing our products, reach out to people who want to taste Cafe Isabel products, but we will also continue with our consultancy. We will do a lot of restaurants, and we have this corporate social responsibility. We're working with the Vikings Group, and we're hiring, we're schooling in culinary arts kids who can't afford, and after that they'll be hired. So this is our corporate social responsibility.
Giving back
Yes.
by teaching kids
Yes.
to learn how to cook and to cook like Chef Gene Gonzalez, the founder of Cafe Isabel. Thank you so much
Thank you,
for joining
thank
us.
you.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas.